Hey guys, it's Alex here. Today I'm going to do a gold guide showing you how to get gold and how to utilize your gold properly in AQworlds. The video will be split up into 8 methods. The first method will be the weeklies and dailies. The second method will be the friendships. The third method will be the AFK Farming. The fourth method will be the empowered weapons. The fifth method will be the game of Gemstones from Tender the Assistant. The sixth method will be the Leery Contract. The seventh method will be the Nulgath Farm, and the last method will be the gold storing and gold selling of certain items as well. So in the first method, it will consist of dailies and weeklies. The dailies will consist of seasonal, non-member and member versions as well. Since there are dailies, some of the quests do have other dailies attached to the same boss. I will try to put all the quests together and attach all of them together to maximize your profits. Okay, so the first one is the Nulgath, which consists of 3 main bosses inside the Void realm. Then the second one will be the Void Aura, which consists of 2 quests, which is the non-member, which is just the 3 rooms, and the member version is also another 3 rooms as well. And you've got the Legion, which consists like 6 quests, and it consists of easier to hard, and some of them are quite difficult depending if you have a proper pub. Then you got the Time In, like I said, it's just another pub situation. Tendarius as well. Temple Shrine, you need a proper party is able to utilize the scroll of Enrage, because that whole room is just based on timings. Then the Astral Shrine, which is the new boss, that one is also similar to Temple Shrine, where you need the proper taunters, but the boss is relatively quick to kill. And then you also got the Lava Rock, which is the seasonal, and you got the Kala, which is also seasonal, and you also got Ira, which is also seasonal. The Lava Rock starts in the June till August, so that's the summer events. Kala is August till September, which is I think it's Indonesia Day. And you also got Ira, which is the second part of Indonesia Day in September only. Then you also got Geosa, which shares the 2 temporary items for the 2 quests for the non-member and member. So if you member, just use the legend version of the quest. Then if you're non-member, well, you only got that quest. In the sense of difficulty and time, these days can be a lot quicker if you have a proper team or a lucky pub. But in terms of difficulty, these stuff can be very easy and hard if you're not familiar with these mechanics. But if you're familiar, these can be a breeze. In terms of time, it can take an hour to 2 hours to complete this, to do all the stuff. But like I said, it all depends on your team and pub and the random RNG that AE has up their sleeve. Some of these dailies do give you extra rewards like Void Aura or Legion tokens or other stuff as well. I do recommend you doing this because this is the quickest way to get gold and less time consuming compared to other farms, or depending on the requirements. So if you're time constrained, I would recommend you doing the dailies, because you can just go back on the next day and quickly do stuff, because some of these dailies are quite popular and you will not be in a position where you're just in a room stuck because no one's joining the room. Now we've got the weeklies, which these do require a proper team and you do need a proper setup for this. And based on difficulty, this is depending on your luck. Some bosses like Darkon, where it's just purely on luck, and some bosses like Malgo, which just needs a proper setup, these bosses can be very easy. Thus being said, you need a proper setup and you need a proper team for this, because this is end game content. This is supposed to be a challenge, not a breeze. Anyways, other than that, these weeklies can go from 30 minutes to an hour depending on your setup and how familiar are you with these mechanics. And guys, don't be scared of Malgo. He's not hard, it's just you need to do your timings properly. If you're able to taunt on your listens and truths, this boss can be very easy. Then you come for Tin Can. Tin Can is annoying. That's it. So in second method will consist of the friendships. This is also another daily, but I also put it separate because this is like something else completely. You're able to get some rewards from multiple NPCs that you're able to have a friendship with by either talking to them or gifting. Most of these NPCs, if you try to be nice or like try to greet them, you are able to boost their hearts up. There are some NPCs that do require more interaction like Nulgath, and compared to other NPCs like me or Yogo. That being said, do farm those two mobs, that the voucher and the diamond, because those requires, with those two mobs you get the 5 items that you need to gift your NPCs with. And I'll also show you a nice little trick with the friendships. It's kind of like an exploit, and I did brought it up to AE to address this issue, but let's see. So for starters, you want to have your ingredients, so your oranges, melons, diamonds, opals, whatever, inside your bank when you're logged off. So when you log in, you put your ingredients into your bag, then you quickly gift your NPCs the items that you need to give them. Just remember, if you don't give them the correct items or be mean to the NPCs, your hearts will go down and your NPCs will give you less or nothing at all. So what you're seeing is Brenton and Graveland. Those two NPCs I normally gift for the Void Aura and Combat trophies. That they require the blood, roseberry and the oranges, but it doesn't get consumed, so there's a little bit of a showcase. This method is consistent, but it all depends if you have your ingredients inside your bank, not your bag. If it's in your bag, the items will be consumed normally if you log off and log back in with the items inside your bag. So do this method if you don't want to farm these mobs the whole time. So for method 3 will consist of Nulgath and Dage's empowered weapons. These do require the insignias of those two ultras, and it's also locked again with weeklies. So getting these quests done can give you a lot of gold, but at cost of multiple weeks of doing these quests. But since the ultras has been here for a while, like maybe a year or two already, some players have over 400 or 500 insignias just waiting inside the bank. And I do recommend it if you have the Nulgath or the Legion pets required to do these farms, since these farms do require massive amounts of materials. But if you do, and your insignias are collecting dust, then by all means do the quest, because this does give a lot of gold. At the cost of doing it weekly and sometimes daily if you're that bored. So for method 4 will consist of the 3 notorious maps. There was another, which was the pink sphere for a lovely answer, but that was nerfed. So the first one will be the 7 Circles War. It is a war map, so you will be spamming for medals. It's not the highest, but it is also a decent map as well. Then you also get the Battleground E and the Honor Hall. I do recommend for Honor Hall for members only. So for method 6 is the game of Gemstones for Tender the Assistant, which is member only. This method does give a lot of gold, but there's a lot of jumping, and some of the bosses have low drop rates. But if you have like a member or two with you and you're able to hop rooms with them, then this method can also compare to the AFK Farming. But since it's low drop rates, it can be a little bit slower than the AFK Farming, but also can give you a lot of gold if you just try and get some quick gold without AFK Farming. So for method 6 is the Leery Contract, which is member only from Nulgath. There are 2 ways to obtain the quest, which is from the Sword of Nulgath pet or from Nulgath himself in Terrace Notla. Yes, I butchered that. I don't know how to say it. Moving on. This is the easiest way to get gold in the game, since this quest uses your identified 13s from Nulgath. And from the start of the video I showed you how to get Nulgath materials on a daily basis. That quest also gives one identified 13 each turn-in. So the reason why I recommend this method is because it uses the Nulgath pets. And the Nulgath pets allows you to get Nulgath materials easier. For Crag and Bamboozle, they give you a identified 13 for exchange of your diamonds on Nulgath. From the start of the video I also showed you how to get the Nulgath Daily, which also grants you the Nulgath materials. It also has the diamond on Nulgath, which gives 100, since it is the easiest material to obtain from Nulgath. So for method 7, it utilizes the chance to spin the wheel from any Nulgath pet and return policy from Swinenblick. I'm showing you how to get to Swinenblick inside Terrace Notlim. Yes, I say that word again. You can be hearing me saying this word a lot. Anyways, this method grants you the receipt for Swindle, which you're able to sell inside the shop for 75,000 gold per piece. This doesn't get affected by any bonuses from the server. For return the policy, it grants you 70 diamonds from completion, which you utilize inside the chance to spin the wheel for using the Relic of Chaos. And there's multiple ways you can get the Relic of Chaos, which is the Chaos Altion, the Hydra Head, Crack and Bamboozle, and there's another method coming up as well. So for this method you're able to obtain the identified items, and you also can buy the Swinenblick hut as well, which also grants you another quest for utilizing which utilizes the identified weapons from the chance to spin the wheel. And there's also another way to get your Relic of Chaos from Crag and Bamboozle. This is 100% compared to other two methods from the Hydra and the Chaos Altion. This one uses the Tainted Core, which you're able to easily farm at the Tainted Elemental or at Terrace Notlim. Yes, like I said. There's also another way to get Relic of Chaos through the Oblivion Blade of Nulgath. The blade is rare, so you have to IHODO it and also member. You utilize the Tainted Elemental with the Tainted Soul and the Tainted Core used with Craig. With those two methods you're able to get the Relic of Chaos very quickly, and since the Tainted Elemental is quite low HP, the output is quite ridiculous. You can also use the vouchers of Nulgath to sell in the shop as well for 250,000 gold, and you can also use Durigen, the assistant, for using the non-member version of the voucher on Nulgath, which also grants you 70 diamonds on Nulgath through Durigen as well. You have to farm the Tainted Rune from the Tainted Elemental, and you have to farm the mobs inside Cloister for the 1%. So for the final method, which is method 8, will be the gold selling. The gold selling will sell 25% of the cost price of the items that you have in your bag. Now since AE has changed their methods of gold into the gold vouchers for the merge and quest and stuff and so on, you're able to store your gold, and you're able to go through a lot of gold through the 100 million cap. And also if you do sell stuff through the shop, just remember that if you sell more than over 100 million, it will cap at 100 million. But if it's a quest, then you're able to get all the gold from the quest, even if it's past the cap. Anyways, just remember that when you do sell, it sells 25% of the cost price. And I'll show you how to get all these items through our AQWorlds, and the hollowed remains you're able to get from the Temple Shrine, which is just extra gold. There's no other utility in the game for that, so you're able to sell it for free. Other than that, there are also other items that you're able to sell from monster drops. So there will be a fragment from the beginning, Calamutus Rune, the Elemental Binding, Everlight Flames, Insatiable Hunger, Undying Resolve, Void Essentia, and you're able to sell your Tainted Soul from the Elemental I spoke about. Now I'm going to show you how to store your gold from dumping your gold into vouchers and other miscellaneous stuff that you're able to store. Since I think 2020 or 2021, AE has decided to do this rapid change into using gold vouchers with their quest and merge shops. So the gold vouchers are used quite frequently ever since that time period, or currently actually, and with this gold storing, there are actually some uses and some of them are just pure gold. Then you can also use the War-Torn Memorabilia, which is basically a way to use your gold for Nulgath for the alternative of chance to spin the wheel. That method does give you the weapons as well, but I wouldn't recommend it because you're going to be using your gold to get gold with the Leery Contract. So it's, you know, kind of contradicting itself because you're going to be using your gold to get gold, so it's silly. Anyways, the last few is going to be other maps to use your gold for storing gold, but these stuff are kind of random, so there's no other utility than just storing your gold. And other than that, it's just random stuff, nothing particularly important except for the Nulgath ship chocolate, which is you get the Void High Lord. I haven't done that in a while. Then you're able to get the Darkon Instant Noodle. You get the Saturdays Necronomicon for the Vordred's armor set. Then you get the Veiler's Broken Cannon, which I completely forgot what it's used for. Then you're able to get the Fragment, which you're able to use gold. Then you also have other alternative to buy it. Then you're able to get it from the Fly, which is 4%. Then you also got the Reaper, where you're able to buy the Void Essentia. Then you also can get the Insatiable Hunger, which is 20% from the drop, and there's no other version to it. The Undying Resolve, which is 1%, and again you're able to buy it from the shop in Ultra Darkon. Then you're also able to get the Everlight Flame, which is 1%, and again you're able to get it from the shop as well. Then you'll be fighting the Prasmatas for the Elemental Binding and the Kalamatas Ruin, which is 7% drop rate, and also got the shop version as well. Just remember, the Elemental Bindings are a pain to farm. And yeah, that's it guys, see ya.